have been asleep at the wheel. The car is swerving around about to crash and burn. Tell me why. Spring came and went, and y'all got 0 skincare empties. I have a ton of trash that I am delinquent on sharing with you. As usual, I'm going to share my sunscreen empties with you guys in a separate empties video, probably towards the end of May, early June. I'm thinking I have a ton of sunscreen that I need to chat with you, but today it's skincare and several shampoos and conditioners that I completed. So in no particular order, this body wash, yes, yes, and yes. Amazon suggested this to me, as they often do when they're trying to get you to spend money on their website, and I took the bait and I have 0 regrets. It's the Nivea Fresh Blends Apricot Mango Rice Milk Body Wash. Very hydrating, cleanses, rinses off the skin, perfect scent, but does not leave you scented, just makes the experience nice. The texture, the consistency is very much like, oh my gosh, am I using a mango lassi? But it works up into a gentle, silky lather. The rice milk is very hydrating, moisturizing, smells amazing. I really want to try more of the body washes in this line, the Fresh Blends, because a lot of the scents sound amazing. One thing about me, I'm going to go through some body moisturizers because I grease up from head to toe every single night, diligently like clockwork. Now, a couple of years ago, you guys were tapping me on the shoulder when I first started this channel, being like, where's the Gold Bond? Why are you not trying, reviewing Gold Bond? And it took me a while. It took me a while, but once I dipped my toe in the gold waters, whoo, we are bonded. And this was my gateway. Yeah, one of their scented ones. I know. And I was drawn to this because it has melatonin, an antioxidant, which is kind of hard to come by in skincare products. And honestly, a lot of the melatonin products on the market are always in these nighttime lavender scented lineups because melatonin, sleep, I don't make the rules. That's just how they tend to come. But this has actually a very pleasant lavender aroma, not strong, not headache inducing. You technically could use this on the face, although I don't. What I love about Gold Bond moisturizers is that they're very rich, but they don't leave this kind of filmy residue behind on the skin. They deeply quench. They have urea in them, which is wonderful for hydrating skin's outermost layer, improving all the natural barrier turnover processes in the long run. This one's got shea butter in it, which is great for reducing transepidermal water loss. It also has ceramides, lipids naturally found in skin's outermost layer. Applying them exogenously can help glue your skin barrier into getting things back on track. Love this. This is a repurchase for me. You know, my preference though is fragrance free, and they have plenty of options, including this one, the Healing Sensitive Oat Kernel Extract, as well as that urea. Fragrance free. Glycerin is wonderful along with the urea for quenching the skin's outermost layer. This works great on the face. As a side note, if you are looking for a richer facial moisturizer, especially for nighttime use, try this one out. This really rejuvenates the appearance of sun-damaged skin. It's their retinol face and body lotion. The retinol can help to lighten some age spots as well as improve barrier turnover. Also has that urea in there to hydrate and quench. Similar texture, similar consistency, no fragrance. Is probably, I feel like, bottle number 5 or 6 since this came out. Please, Gold Bond, do not discontinue this because people love this. Hello, celebrity skincare brands like snooze fest. If you're a celebrity, you got to come out with a skincare brand to make some money because that's just how the handbook is written. If it's not a skincare brand, then maybe a makeup brand, maybe a hair care brand, and it's always going to be priced way above and beyond what it is actually worth. The exception I have found, Rhodes Skincare. Like y'all, I was super skeptical, but they have not disappointed me aside from their lip balm, which, yeah, that's a pass. But everything I've tried from them has been great. This is a newer product, the Barrier Butter. I reviewed it in detail towards the end of 2024. I want to say, gosh, time just kind of melts together. This is amazing. Very hydrating. Has polyglutamic acid in it, which is hydrating, improves skin elasticity. I love this. As a matter of fact, I have a little travel sample of it that I love to use as a hand cream. It is very rich, fragrance free. So L'Oreal is like, oh, urea, let's go. We got CeraVe, we got La Roche-Posay, L'Oreal brands. CeraVe's intensive moisturizing lotion with 5% hydrourea plus the backbone of the typical CeraVe moisturizers with ceramides, hyaluronic acid. And then La Roche-Posay dipped on it and was like, oh, we're gonna one-up you and do 10%. So 5%, 10%, both great for hydrating dry skin. All right, great. Both of these, of course, fragrance-free, well formulated. This does not have the ceramides like CeraVe, but I will say the differences between these two are sensory. And for me, this one is spicy. Urea can burn, sting, tingle a bit, especially if you put it on, like for example, if you have atopic dermatitis and you're in the early stages of a flare-up where things are a little raw, rashy, urea can sting. Sometimes that sting, that tingle, it is uncomfortable, of course, but sometimes it kind of tricks the little itch nerves and you get some relief from itch. So it's not all bad, but all that to say, this one for me, even with my atopic dermatitis not flaring, it's been well controlled, knock on wood. Even with that, it's a little spicy, especially my hands, because I do get dyshydrotic hand eczema, and putting it in my hand, it's like, whoo, there's a little spice there. But both of these are great. This one in particular really has a nice, noticeable effect on skin firmness. Like, it's not going to restore lost volume. Set expectations to something more reasonable. But on the forearm especially, it gives you that youthful forearm bounce, which is underrated. Plus the urea can kind of help brighten up the appearance of little age spots through hydration and gentle exfoliation. Love both of these. The CeraVe one does not have that little bite, that little tingle though. Speaking of La Roche-Posay, this is a holy grail. The Glycerin Skin Protectant Cicaplast Gel under the eyes has transformed the look of my under eye area just through the action of hydration and protection from irritants. It has been amazing. Love putting a little tiny drop of this under my eyes, taking a little bit up to the upper eye area at night before I go to bed. I wake up the following morning and the area around my eyes looks so much better in comparison to when I do not use this. This is my, I want to say, second tube of this. It takes a long time for me to go through because I'm just using it to the delicate under eye skin. The hydration from the glycerin also plumps the skin to brighten that area. Now, this is not an eye cream, okay? Because again, like I've said 1,000 times, you don't need an eye cream. The moisturizer you use on your face is fine to use to moisturize your eyelids. Now, there are certain ingredients that you might want to use to target certain concerns around the eyes, and I have a video all about that. Eye creams that target these certain concerns. So check that out if you missed it. Facial moisturizers can be used around the eye area. Now, this, you might be saying, well, is this a facial moisturizer? Then you technically could use it to larger areas of your face, but it's a skin protectant, so you may not find that to be comfortable nor cost effective. It's meant to help heal damaged skin. For example, if you just had a procedure or you have overdone it with your skincare and you're getting a lot of dryness peeling, God forbid, maybe you had a sunburn and you're in the peeling stages. Now, currently I'm using and almost finished, and when I do finish, I will repurchase this, the Prequel Skin Utility Gel. Equally as good, some different ingredients. Check out my comparison of this versus the Prequel one if you want to know what those differences are. So this is the Anua Niacinamide 10 tranexamic acid. Really liked this. Now, 10% niacinamide is on the higher end, above and beyond what is necessary. 5% max is really what has been shown to do anything, which includes improving hyperpigmentation, redness, the moisture barrier, anti-aging purposes, skin yellowing. 10% may be more likely to cause irritation, and some of you out there are already like, no more niacinamide. So for those of you who cannot do niacinamide, this is off the table. This also has tranexamic acid. Applied topically seems to help with redness. Not a ton of data out there with regards to topical tranexamic acid, but that's really where it seems to shine, and possibly because some evidence suggests that it's helpful for improving barrier function. Ultimately, that could help reduce irritation that leads to redness. Plus this, you can't tell now, this has this kind of pinkish reddish tint to it, comes from B12. Topical B12, not a ton of data, okay, but the data that we do have suggests it might be helpful for reducing itch. I love B12 and things, and I'm hoping that to see more of it. And Anua, this was really good. I ended up really liking that. Now, I mentioned this a while back, but I've been doing a lot of tranexamic acid over the past year. Just reviewing different products, including from e.l.f. This I ended up really liking quite a bit. I think it's a bit underrated, like flies under the radar, because it's their acne calming water cream. If you don't have acne and you're not in the know, you're gonna dance on right by this. But what this is a 1% salicylic acid facial moisturizer, fragrance free. So that's helpful for smoothing dry, rough skin texture if you've got keratosis pilaris. And if you do have acne, that's obviously going to be helpful as well, because salicylic acid localizes down within the pore, exfoliates the pore to reduce pore clogging, comedone formation. Also, salicylic acid can be helpful for hyperpigmentation. Plus, this has a more reasonable percentage strength of niacinamide. It's got, what did I write down? 4%. Okay, so great. Dark spots, redness, moisture barrier, anti-aging, skin yellowing. And it also has N-acetylglucosamine, which is very hydrating. This was wonderful. No No dryness, no irritation with this. I also finished up the triple acid resurfacing serum, which the name sounds like this is going to be intense, right? Like you're going to need some downtime based on just the name alone. It sounds really intense, but it's not. The triple complex, salicylic acid, tranexamic acid, and polyhydroxy acid. Polyhydroxy acids are hydrating and very, very, very gentle exfoliants. As a matter of fact, if you have sensitive skin, but you want to improve dry, rough skin texture, you're afraid of harsher exfoliants, I always suggest a polyhydroxy acid. But the salicylic acid, the tranexamic acid, and the polyhydroxy acid, sum total 8.5%. So, you know, it sounds really intense, but it's like, This has niacinamide as well, 10%. This was fine, didn't cause any irritation for me. A little blah, I would not repurchase it. Instead, I think that this moisturizer is the hero product, but the 1% salicylic acid cleanser is also fine to use if you're looking for salicylic acid short contact therapy from a cleanser. Again, I suggest avoiding using this to wash the eyelid area. It might be too drying there, but this was great. It also has niacinamide and tranexamic acid, which yes, active ingredients in cleansers do work. They can be deposited behind on the surface of the skin via something known as coacervation. So all in all, I really like these, but I would not repurchase this triple serum, not because it was bad, but like, I think this is really where the money's at. Speaking of niacinamide, I had to get this because it's a cute cup. This is Haru Haru's Centella 5% niacinamide Radiance Gel Cream. Like the name implies, it has 5% niacinamide, reasonable percentage strength for achieving the things of like improving dark spots, redness, the moisture barrier, anti-aging, skin yellowing. Also has compounds from Centella. Centella's botanic extracts from that do have anti-inflammatory properties, soothing. I really like the texture of this. It was a nice lightweight gel cream, but very hydrating. Great. No complaints about this. Fragrance free. Speaking of Haru Haru Wonder, y'all already know. I can't believe it's already been over a year. 2023 cleanser favorite was the Black Rice Moisture 5.5 Soft Cleansing Gel. Recently, I finished another tube of it. This is a great, mild, fragrance-free gel cleanser. Really pleasant experience, silky lather, zero complaints, rinses off like a dream. Now, for those of you with uber sensitive facial skin, cannot recommend the Yam Root Vegan Milk Cleanser enough. This is a mild, creamy, gentle cleanser with this nice, hydrating, slippery feel to it from the yam root extract, which has anti-inflammatory properties, hydrating properties. This is great as a second step in your double cleanse. Speaking of which, I also finished up an oil cleanser. This is the Madagascar Centella Light Cleansing Oil from Skin 1004. It does what it's supposed to do, right? Dissolves the cosmetic residue and rinses off, and then you follow with a gentle cleanser, right? That song and dance, it does that. Not my favorite cleansing oil though. I don't understand why this one is so popular because, I don't know, I just didn't like it. It's got fragrance. It's not a heavy scent though, I'll give them that. Like, I tried out a popular cleansing oil a few years ago that was so strongly scented, it felt like it permeated up into your nasal passages and into your mouth. It was just unpleasant. This is not like that. Like I said, I mean, it's like it does what it's supposed to do. One of the things I did not care for it was a little too light. A little too light, like a little too thin, loose. I like something a little bit thicker. DHC cleansing oil, the Hada Labo cleansing oil. I mean, there are a lot of great options out there. More of a personal preference, not necessarily that the product is bad. Oops. I also finished up the travel size of the Tier Hydro Boost Enzyme Cleansing Balm. Zero complaints about this, and I am actually actively working my way through the full-size tub. This came in one of the Korean advent calendars, and I have zero complaints. It's a fragrance-free cleansing balm that does what it's supposed to do. It's actually really pleasant. I like that it has a softer texture. It's easy to glide over the surface of the skin to dissolve that cosmetic residue without like needing to really work it up into any kind of anything. And then I plugged and chugged through this right quick because a bib does not disappoint. And this is their glutathione dark spot serum. This has these little balls in it, which are loaded with glutathione and antioxidant, as well as vitamin C and niacinamide. And so as you spread this on the surface of the skin, the little balls, they kind of dissolve and melt into the skin to release those antioxidants. Also is fragrance free, just a really nice hydrating lightweight serum, moisturizing. Really enjoyed this. A bib does not disappoint, and the Airy Sun Stick, plug for the Airy Sun Stick for sure. All right, facial moisturizer that I also love. This is probably tube number 3. Is the Good Old Vegan Rice Milk Moisturizing Cream. This is great if you've got really sensitive skin, atopic dermatitis, rosacea. It's just a basic fragrance-free, no-nonsense facial moisturizer. It is very soothing. It's got rice extract, glycerin, ceramide, no niacinamide for those of you who are sensitive sensitive. Would not be an Empties video for me without an appearance from Tree Hut and their shave oil. I go through one of these shave oils about every season. I don't end up needing to use very much of this product. It works really well. I love shave oils. This has oat kernel extract, jojoba seed oil, coconut oil, argan oil, shea butter, glides on the skin easily, protects the skin from shave irritation, rinses off, doesn't actively scent your skin, but is pleasant to use, doesn't make a mess in your shower. Love these. Love the pump packaging too for easy application in the shower. We're gonna move on to hair. I finished the L'Oreal Everpure clarifying shampoo and conditioner. Really like these for removing product residue, especially if you use a lot of styling products, which admittedly I don't. But when I was really using these was in my other apartment, the water there was very hard and I would get this kind of residue on my hair, and I found that using a clarifying shampoo once a week would really help to kind of control that. And so this lasted me a long time, and now that I'm here, the water quality is a bit better and I'm not having that issue. But if you're looking for a gentle clarifying shampoo, these have the shampoo has salicylic acid to help exfoliate the scalp a bit. Great options. They do have fragrance. The fragrance is pleasant. It doesn't heavily scent your hair too much, but it is there if you're allergic. It's a no-go. Speaking of allergic to fragrance, CeraVe, thank you. CeraVe, I mean, y'all, they really understood what was needed with their new hair care line. So I finished the gentle hydrating shampoo and the corresponding conditioner. Zero complaints whatsoever. I was skeptical going in because, you know, they're great with skincare, but it's like, oh, we're gonna get in a hair care. They are a L'Oreal brand, and like I said, I like the clarifying shampoo. L'Oreal does good shampoo, so I was like, yeah, maybe they can deliver something good. And boy, did they ever. Keep in mind, I have super fine hair. Shampoos that bill themselves as hydrating sometimes can be a residue nightmare. Not the case. As a matter of fact, now that I'm done with this and the next shampoo and conditioner I'm gonna talk about in a moment, I noticed the difference in my hair is not as manageable as it was using these. These are great, and I would 100% repurchase. They did a great job. The dandruff shampoos are great. Check out my review, okay? Check out my review on the hair care line because, man, they really did the hair care good. And last but not least is from Swab. Now, I did a paid partnership over on Instagram with these products. They are really great if you are looking for products that aim to repair damaged hair, like from heat styling, chemical processing. They have citric acid and amino acids, which help to allow for better bonding in the hair and kind of for smoother, shinier, more manageable hair. Have been very happy with these. So this is a shampoo and the corresponding conditioner, but I'm still working my way through the hair mask in this line, which is excellent. Richer formula in comparison to just the straight up conditioner for total encompassing of each individual little strand. They're amazing. They're super affordable. They do what you want from a bond repair product, and they're a fraction of the price. Salon quality formulas at a fraction of the price. Suave is really good, okay? Now they do have fragrance. The fragrance reminds me of sweet tarts. It's like, you know, when you open that little thing and you take a whiff, that's what it reminds me of, sweet tarts. I kind of like it, all right? I kind of like it. But I hope you enjoyed this Empties video. Like I said, stay tuned because there will be a sunscreen Empties video coming sometime towards the end of May, probably early June, so that, you know, it'll be germane for the summer months. Although sunscreen is a year-round sport, but it tends to be more highly sought after in the summer months because people are outdoors a lot more. They're going to the beach and things of that nature. I understand. All right, y'all, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.